Greetings and salutations, I'm the Raven, and this is Unexpected Session at the Battle Smols 49?
I
49.
believe that's what you said. Yep.
Yeah, 49.
Something like that.
Yeah, numbers, they exist. Joining me per usual is Lislot with Yeozwah, Sherrod, StarprincessHLC, and Lantern. This is going to be a short one, so I want to be quick. Yeozwah, a quick little summary of events before the main event. Yeozwah, you've met Percy's replacement.
Lovely.
A woman called Cherie. Raven dark hair, yellow eyes, with a look of utter contempt towards you.
Oh, this is the one who hates me.
No.
You'll need
Darn.
to narrow that down.
Although your ice cream hat has been pretty still death threats towards you about how you stole their job, they're going to get you, you are going to never look at ice cream the same way again, just you wait, blah blah blah. Cherie seems friendly compared to that.
Well, frankly, I don't trust anyone in this family besides Sai, so...
Just got things sorted. It's a case of you meet her, she's stern, direct.
Thinks that I'm beneath her, will crush me but not beneath her boot.
But votes because you want her to.
Omnius doesn't. I probably do.
She only takes 80% of the money you offer her to payment. And just general remarks of don't be silly, pay your taxes. We don't
He's still not going to pay them.
You're no good if you find yourself in a bad position. And they know how to put someone in a bad position.
There's only one person he wants putting him in a bad position. Moving swiftly on.
Moving on, Chifos, you got mail.
They've always got the mail. What is it this time?
As you got a pair of letters, one from a very amused and Agnes. Is it Agnes?
And I've slept since then. It wasn't Agatha.
No, it's
It was Agatha all along.
It was Giffer.
Yeah, that's right.
Aunt Giffer. You got one from Aunt Giffer and one from your father. Giffer was very amused by her reaction, by your father's reaction when she passed on your letter to him. And your father wants to know what's going on in stern, no matter the fact terms.
Considering father doesn't know that I know these things, I will write this. This will happen in the future because, we're busy right now. But in the near future, like later that night or first free moment, a quick response will be written. It says, I don't know exactly what's going on. This is just a message from Helga. And send it back to him. That will be sent off at my earliest convenience.
As for Cry and Cry, Okasan, or Yuki, or Francine. Anything you want touched on?
Don't know.
Admittedly, the main events may touch on certain events that may relate to you, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
Mm.
It's been over a week since the events at court. Snark is still refusing to talk to any of you because of having to defend you and get out of bed on Saturday morning. Admittedly,
Chip Ross's mood has been markedly improved in that period, in that time period.
admittedly, the podium in the presentation hall has now been upgraded. It's upgraded from activating a silence spell when Okasan's on the page, on stage, to now launching a custard pie into his face as well.
This is no pudding fit for a man.
Keep trying. You'll find one eventually.
But that was, I said that was a week and a half. Another week occurs because you've been called to Frontier, and that's a week long on the ferries. You've been called to the Lord and Lady Orphanage by Granville and downboy Lady Kiki.
Let's go.
Ah, we're going to see Lord Putty, we are.
We are going to see Lady Kiki and Lord Granville.
Lord Putty, got it.
That is not Lord Putty.
Also,
Can I shove him
Go
overboard
stand
yet?
go stand at podium again.
Maybe Yoka-san get pudding fit for a man. This is no pudding fit for a man.
While on the journey, you plus Okasan off the side of the ship. He reappears on the deck. Then you remember the coins of return you were given at the beginning of the journey.
Yeah, the anchor coins.
Yep.
Let's go again. Let's go again.
Omnius will oblige and throw him overboard again.
About a third of the crew off duty just watch as the blackbird pushes the white bird off. I'll put it out a different way. As the raven pushes the dove off the side of the ship time and time again, and they begin to take bets about when the magic should wear off, because the anchor coins should have a lifetime use. They didn't.
Omnius, in his head, Crandall, this counts as training. Don't you dare.
You're hearing me in your head, little guy. If you quit now, the panther will be on you.
This counts as strength training.
So, after the journey, you arrive at Frontier. You were sold over to the orphanage, and you're greeted by that same talking maven. Over here! Who catches your attention and leads the way. But
Here we go again.
Well,
Hopefully this time Tobias doesn't run. We don't run into Tobias.
Bookman. He got Yoka-san a comfy bed, he did.
it's not about this time. His book has been published. But much like Cry's book, or the recording accounts of his last adventure, the Captain Lee Soo, the events linked to reality is questionable.
For once, though, it's not the writer's fault, it's his source's fault.
Yes.
Thank you, Oko-san.
It's also a case of, just to make sense of Okasan's rambling, Tobias had to do a lot of editing, meaning that he has pretty much re-edited most of the workings and isn't going to pay Okasan a copper piece for it.
Okasan wasn't expecting to be paid. He never signed anything. He was just recounting his adventures to Mr. the Bookman.
I seem to recall Omnius getting paid for that.
Omnius wasn't there when that deal was struck.
Good news, Omnius. You are getting paid in beans, just like Okasan's getting paid in beans. Isn't that lovely?
Why is there no overboard to throw him?
Did you expect anything else?
So you go through the cobbled streets, you dodge the trams, people go by on horseback, people just walking about. Frontier seems to be developing ever so much every time you attend the place. Place where the point it doesn't look like it's cannibalizing itself to expand. And you finally reach the orphanage, which is a case of it really does look finished now. And Doris, the elderly dwarf matron of the place, is there to greet you. Ah, there you are. There you are. The master Granville is glad to see you here. Well, we're glad to see you here. Please come this way.
Alrighty.
And she
All right.
And she leads you to one of the halls. And within, you find both Granville and Lady Kiki. They're attending to the children. Kiki's just on her knees, hugging some of the scared children. These children, for the most part, looks like those who were taken by the Sliverthorns.
Shiverthorns.
Shiverthorns. My apologies.
No worries.
Yeah. And have been changed to Vulpans. You also note someone else is there. A hooded figure. It notes on the room seems to be divided into three. The Vulpan kids are on the right. In the middle is this figure where slowly the kids are approaching him. And on the left is Granville attending to kids who aren't Vulpan. You notice Lady Kiki is looking suspicious at this figure, but encourages the children, the fox children, to approach him. And as they do, he asks them to hold out the hand. And with a thin golden needle, gives a prick upon the palm. And within a matter of moments, what once was a Vulpan child has become a half-orc child. They look at the hands, look between Kiki and Granville again, going, "It's me! It's me!" And then just runs into Granville's arms. Arms with tears of joy. And slowly, one by one, children go to this figure. They've all been changed back. Lady Kiki's gaze never leaving this figure for long. You can easily see she's on edge. And even Granville's on edge. But just seems more thankful that the children are as who they believe this will be again. Anyone want to do anything?
Omnius hasn't noticed any of this. He's gone tunnel vision.
Who the devil are you?
A pair of piercing eyes just glare out from under the hood, and a fang's grin just greets you.
No, it's Percy.
Don't you remember us, cousin?
You're gonna have to narrow it down. I have a lot of cousins.
I think the Lord will want the children out the way before we continue our discussion. I'm certain her ladyship will want to hang around because she don't trust our kind.
As well, she shouldn't. I'm our kind, and I don't trust our kind.
Omnius nods vigorously.
Granville leads the children away. Lady Kiki just seems to become past the background, just leaning against the wall, wings pulled tight, with arms crossed. No doubt, obviously, noticing the effects that's having upon her bosom. Not that she does look more intimidating. And the hooded figure lowers his hood, revealing himself to be Percy indeed.
God damn it.
Where have you been all this time?
The only response for when we around is, "Oh no, not you again."
Omnius is now 20%, no, 20 times more on edge than he was walking in.
He then just leans a little forward with arms behind his back, looking at Onimus. I'll get that name eventually. Isn't that right, boy?
Omnius, hand on the hilt of his sword.
It's also notes remarks. It's a case of if you ever saw Percy again, please give her a note, or any of her cousins a note. Now, cousin, you said you had questions. As you can see, we are in the presence of one who could tear me in half quite easily. So, no reason to be anything less but truthful.
Oh, sure. You have me do this after I forget what all of my questions would be.
What's the fun with play? We'll keep everything on your side in favour.
Meanwhile, Shifrost looks at all this developing and just kind of goes, I think I will go help Granville with children. And he scurries off away from this mess.
Omnius is going to follow Shifrost because he wants to be nowhere near Percy. The less time he is around Percy, the less likely he's going to do something stupid.
The only times Onimus doesn't want to be around Lady Kiki is around him. Note it.
Omnius is more scared of Percy than probably anyone besides Baba Yaga.
Cinder?
So, Omnius is going to follow Shifrost. He does not like Percy. If he stays in the same room as Percy for too long, he's going to try and set him on fire, which would be not beneficial for anyone.
I'm your foxy friend. No doubt you have questions.
I mean, I admit I was kind of worried after you took a bullet for me, even though you didn't mean to take a bullet for me. I am grateful for that.
You can thank the stale roll we fell over.
But, yeah, what are you doing here and how did you learn to do that spell to turn the kids back?
Just holds up the needle, just flicks it around his fingers. Okay, I just need to check something. This is what I get for not taking things planned. Especially when I knew what I do. Well, the Liadras have been putting in some research. Mother Dearest believes her daughter is not dead but changed. Rumor is the night is after the Silverthorns. And either a case of her darling daughter is still among them, or possibly separated from them.
I can confirm that he's after the Shiverthorns. We've run across him, and he has foxtails for a belt.
You ran across him and you're still alive. Consider
He
us
was distracted.
still consider us impressed. You can say to have the honor of met that bastard and managed to walk away.
Mm-mm. I think Shifras had more of an encounter with him, but it sounds like he may be looking for Carver too. So,
Ah, the four despise one another. They want to be the best. Well, not necessarily Carver. In a sense of pride, it's more a sense of survival. I don't fully understand it myself. It's something they drum into the Carvers. All I know is the last time I saw the latest Carver, you probably remember this cousin. Was when we were all called together as an example of what happens when we fail so spectacularly. They feed us to Carver. They don't give us reason to be loyal out of pride or duty. It's fear. And we note of the story, she says, glancing at Lady Kiki as she glares at him, that her ladyship has crossed paths with Carver. The few times a handler had to call him away, lest we might lose him outside of the hands of a vampire hunter. I tip my hat to you, my lady, if we had one.
I'm sure a hat could be arranged.
Sooner the ladyship would prefer me to be out of her building. So, cousin, any questions? While you're thinking about it, we switch to Onimus and Chifros as You join Granville. He's dealing with the children. They're scared, but they're overjoyed. Doris is with them, telling them, giving them warm food, wrapping them in blankets, just anything to make them feel comfortable. My thanks to you for coming. Granville begins.
You are welcome. Do you need help with anything?
Help enough that you're here. I get a message about a week ago that someone is going to help with our curse problem for the children. And they wanted you here to witness it.
They wanted me here? Or us in general?
You in general. He didn't start to change the children back until the news had arrived you had arrived at dock. There were a fair few children changed. I asked what he wanted in exchange to begin with. And all he wanted was for you lot to be here.
He wanted us for witnesses to what he was doing?
I get a feeling there's some kind of message in this.
I do too. But it is not a message that... I do not think the message was meant for me specifically.
Strange thing is, he even asked for Lady Kiki to be in attendance, and she utterly despises the Gobbo and their masters.
It looked like she was on verge of just slaughtering him right then and there.
Some years ago, when we first joined as business partners, and before the news got about, the Gobbo stabbed me in the guts. Left me for dead. Now, one of my workers wanted to find me and got me the medical attention you can clearly see I needed. Turns out, the families their masters handed out the Gobbo over to me. Apparently, they were given a choice. Face to raffle myself on Lady Kiki or something else. Her ladyship has such a reputation for what she can do with limited resources. Well, I've never heard of her never seen her in a fight, but I've heard stories, scary stories.
I have not seen her actually engage in combat myself. But just based on the things I have seen her do, I do not believe it would be pleasant to watch.
It is very much to be better her friend than her enemy. So, yes, today is interesting. And I am just thankful he is not going to hold a debt. If he's been honest.
I have tried to limit my dealings with him. It has not been possible in most cases, but I have tried. There always seems to be a hidden cost whenever he's involved. I think for you, the hidden cost was just to deliver the message to one of us. And unfortunately for me, I do not know enough about the situation personally to be able to say exactly what the message would be. But unfortunately for someone else, they do.
It's enough to make me feel dirty. To be involved in this mess. To have the children involved in this mess.
And look at it from your side. You benefit. At least there is some good that is coming out of it. Even if the road to hell is paved with good intentions. At least we are getting some good out of him.
Notice when you use that phrase, Grandpa had a bit of a twitch going on. Indeed.
I am slightly loath to not be in there with them to keep an eye on him. However, there is nothing that I could do about anything that happens in there that could not be done better by the people who are.
Indeed. And we switch back to the hall with Percy and the others.
Something tells me you know more about the Shiv of Thorns than you've been telling us. Care to share, cousin?
Why not? We have nothing to hide. It's simply simple to put two and together to put that the Shiv of Thorns were hired by the Albin, considering the night is hunting them. To think, a supposed the Corbeau, someone to be used and cast away, to be so valued by one of the parents, they would raise them above that. To something more, that they become important to the point of becomes a weak point to one of the other families say, take them, make them useful, make them a hostage. I have no idea why the Silver Thorns did what they did. She is still out there. They did turn her over. And we have a bad-tempered knight on the loose. In a sort of way, this sort of win of keeping him away from specialised tasks as opposed to the hunt. As you well know, he says, holding up his arm which he remembered being broken. I would gladly see the end of the night and that line.
I have a feeling the Albans are messing with forces beyond their ken slightly. What do you know about their recent dealings?
Nothing more than the others, really. All trying to get on top, or all trying to be the best. All eyeing the nobles to see who's usable.
Have they, to the best of your knowledge, because I know your time and resources have their limits, have they been going after anything, shall we say, mythological?
We'll tell you this. After the last time we crossed paths, we were dealing with Albert de Winter, which led to this little discovery, he says, moving the needle through his fingers. A cure to the curse.
And what did that cost you?
Not me. You. For once you did as was needed. You retrieved and brought us the artifacts. And payments was made.
Oh, right. The nose.
No, the eye.
Are you sure it wasn't the nose?
You have the nose.
And as for resources, well, he just pulls back his sleeve to show where the usual Decobo mark should be. But you notice it looks like it's fading, almost like it's burning away. He's still smiling at you. From one cage to another. We never have a choice.
Would I be correct in thinking that your new cage is something magnificent, shall we say?
It's at this point he just lurches forward, clinging his hand to his face, wincing in pain before a moment. You can see blood dripping from his nose. Cage to cage, gilding or not, slave to one, slave to another.
You allied with the dragon?
Like I said, never a choice. But there are still some. He takes the needle and turns it to basically well, rolls of fabric which sewers put their needles into. He returns it to that. There's about 3 others in there. He rolls it up and hands it to Yuki.
Why are you giving me this?
Suspicions, choices. But as it stands, with my thinking of my noggin, you are at the moment freer than you ever would be. Says, holding up his fading the mark. Sometimes we just want others to be able to make the choices we cannot. Because in the end, all we have is small acts of rebellion. Well, we still can.
Do all these needles break the curse? Or is it something else?
Apparently, my last visit to Bessie home was to liberate these needles. The Valiant says, "This was my last deed to you, dear family of the Liadra. So I take it away." He just winces again. His hand shaking.
I believe this meeting is at an end.
They say this is because I have wait we have said probably a bit more than we wanted to. Her ladyship wants me out before she tears me in half. So it is by your leave I shall go. If I have it.
Is there a way to contact you in the future?
It's probably best we do not cross paths. By choice or by destiny. They make a choice when his hand really starts to shake. I may ask you to end us. And you notice the blood is still flowing quite fluidly from his nose. And there are now tears down his cheeks. And he's just pulls up his hood, waiting for your permission to leave.
Consider that the last favor for saving my life. I will end yours. I've never killed before, but if you need an act of mercy, I will give it.
With arms held wide, he just bows, quickly putting one hand back to make sure he isn't bleeding all over the place. And then he leaves, trying to keep up the prideful appearance. But as he passes you, you meet eye to eye. Those deep, piercing eyes. You remember seeing something similar among the passengers of the train that turned out to be a Titan. They're similar, but at the same time not alike. And then he's gone.
Yuki blinks back tears as she looks over to Lady Kiki. I'm sorry that all of this has come to this orphanage and come to you in Granville.
Is at this point she just offers you a hug.
She takes it.
She gives you possibly the most comforting hug you've ever known, possibly except for the present company. Because you get the feeling she needed that as much as you did.
Hmm.
Lady Kiki leads you back to where grandfather is with Ominous and Chipos.
Mm.
She just remarks rather dryly that Percy's gone and just leaves it at that. So, what now, Brave Smalls?
Uh, Yuki keeps most of what happened under wraps. She stores the needles and such in her bag. But she does tell them, like, we need to be more careful.
Hmm.
It sounds like Percy's working with the dragon now.
By choice?
I'm not sure.
Dragons are not fun.
Actually, not this one.
I cannot see why he would want to work with that particular being. And did you learn anything else?
He let's just say things are worse than we thought.
Hmm.
And this was targeted directly at us. I think more directly at you.
It's Percy. Nothing good ever comes out of Percy.
Even a Git deserves better what he's getting.
Mm. I almost feel sorry for him.
Almost.
Almost.
It would take a lot to make me feel sorry for him. Being forced to work with that dragon, that would come close.
I may be forced to do him a favor, as it were, when I'm not looking forward to.
Well, whatever it
I'll be
is,
to help you do that favor.
Mm.
I can help too if you want. Whatever it is.
It'd probably be easier for you guys. And she kind of just breaks down crying.
Pat, pat for the fox.
And on this emotional moment, shall we bring things to a close?
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, this brings a close to episode
49.
49. Am I having fun? Maybe.
Any good DM would.
Mm.
So, my thank you to my players, Yeozwah, Sarat, Lantern, and StarprincessHLC. And until next time, maybe something a little lighter, maybe not. Until then, later, folks.
Later.
Lion.
Take
See
care,
ya.
everyone.